Okay. Welcome everyone to our meetup for travel agents. So far, talking to some of you, I know that you seem to mostly be new agents, and that is incredible. It's a lot of fun because guess what? I am also pretty much, I consider myself a new agent. I have not been doing this for a year yet. I've actually been doing it since June. And I will give you another little background about myself. My name is Joanne Hughes. I'm a silver consultant. I am on Sky Team. Emily Jimenez is my one-star platinum leader. And I am a retired educational administrator. I have a doctoral degree in education. And I did that till COVID came. I was blessed that I had in my 25 years in education and turned 55 right at the time when COVID came. I have 6 children who are all adopted, and I needed to be home with them, right? Because they all went on remote learning with the shutdown. So I took my early retirement. And after being home with them for a year, I decided, hey, I wanted to do something fun, completely different outside of education, but where I can still be creative, use my business knowledge, use my leadership abilities, and do something fun. I also knew that I wanted to travel. So I didn't want to really tap into our budget being retired. So I said, hey, let's look into being a travel agent. And of course, I started seeing the price and the schools, and I'm like, I'm done. I have a doctoral degree. I'm not going to school anymore. And came across an ad, probably like you guys did, brought you all on board, and we are here as Evolution Travel Agents, and I cannot be happier. I love to be creative. I love to research for clients, market, and those kinds of things. I very much believe that your success depends on your ability to think outside the box, do something different. Because if you're just going to do the same thing that everybody else does, you're just going to kind of go into that whole realm of saturation of a market. So my daughter moved out to Alabama, and we started talking about how she could start to make friends there and do different things. So we were looking at different groups on Meetup, and that was thought was really cool. So I decided that I was going to try to do a travel meetup, and it has become very successful to the point where I started a second travel meetup, and I'm going to tell you all about that as we go through the program today. But it has been a great way to find clients, to make new friends, and to talk travel and just get ideas of what out there, what people in your market near you want. So we're going to talk today and learn to start your own travel meetup group. If you do, is there anybody out there? And please, you can unmute yourself. I don't like to keep reading the chat. Is there anybody that has a meetup group already? Do any of you already have a meetup group? Is there anybody that does not know what a meetup group is?
I do not know what a meetup group is.
All right.
Neither
Awesome.
do I.
Okay.
I don't either. Is it on the Meetup app that you're referring to? I've
Yes,
heard of
ma'am.
that. Oh, cool.
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
All right. So we're going to walk through. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So we're going to go back just really through all of this. Let me go to the next slide. So our objectives for today are to understand what a meetup is and the types of meetup groups that are available, understand how a meetup group can increase your travel business, and understand how to start your own travel meetup. Remember, we're always thinking outside the box. So what is a meetup? Meetup is an organized group of people that meet to share a common interest. And obviously, travel is a common interest. So, boom, okay, the first score that we have. A meetup can be started by anyone, anywhere. Give me 1 minute. I'm sorry, I want to admit these other people here. We got everybody in. All right. I think all of our people are in. Okay. So again, a meetup is an organized group of people that meet to share a common interest. Again, we said our common interest is travel. A meetup can be started by anyone, anywhere. Meetup events can be virtual, online, or face-to-face. Benefits of a travel meetup or any meetup is brand amplification, right? As a travel agent, if you are organizing a group around travel, you are definitely going to have people start to understand your brand, what you're about, what your mission is. My slogan for my business, which is Journeys, Travel, and Events, is Adventure Awaits. Let's go find it. So I put that out there. I brand it on everything, and especially on my travel meetups. The ability to create travel groups, meet new and potential clients, make additional commissions through event ticketing, dues, that's all optional. We're going to walk through all those things. And Meetup is completely free to use. There is a pro version that you can pay for. I have not needed to pay for that. I don't want the additional features right now, at least yet, but I will show those to you, what's available that you can do on a meetup. So again, organized group of people around a common interest. Travel is a common interest. So it's a great place to start. I'm going to go through the essentials and I'll tell you about my meetups. Okay, so the essentials for your meetup is to understand first that post-COVID, people are craving for the opportunity for social interactions. You know, I spend a lot of time looking at my kids, and they range from the youngest is 9 and the oldest is 23. Okay, and I get so frustrated because they're always on their phone, right? I feel like they're always on the computer, always on the Xbox, always on their phone. They don't read. I have to encourage them and like put in front of their face clay or paints or something to get them to do something different. But I also found that they don't know how to socialize anymore. They forgot really what it's like to socialize one-on-one with people. So meetups are a great way. As human nature is, we crave for social interactions. So right now, a lot's happening online because of the pandemic, but we'll still want that, right? So that's why they're still traveling. Everybody asks us as travel agents, oh, how's COVID affecting the travel business? Well, I think it's better than ever, right? Because I'm just booking like crazy. So when you start to think about your own meetup group, I want you to keep your group description and welcome message current. So I would go look at it once a month once you write it, and make sure that it's still relevant. Make sure it's keeping people's interest. You have to build your own communication plan, add details to your description about what your group is all about. You want to schedule events and have a few for people, lined up for them to choose from. You may want to schedule some online events too, so you can engage more members. Maybe everybody can't go to the events that you have lined up, but they want to engage. They want to just talk. So you can bring them into an online event. You definitely promote your meetup on social media and make sure your members are involved. Talk to them about what they're looking for in their meetup group and what they would like to do. Because if they feel that way, they feel ownership into it, and it gives them more reason to engage. All right, before I move on, does anybody have any specific questions just about those basics?
Is this done through an app? Did I hear someone say an app?
You can do it right on your computer at meetup.com, or you can do the Meetup app. Either way, they're very simple to do it. I usually tend to do all my big things on my computer as opposed to my phone. I don't like the phone. I like to be able to, I just feel like everything is stored on my computer. I can get to my files much more easily than the phone, but then I know a lot of people do all of their business from the phone. So it's really your personal preference. So
Is an iPad considered a phone?
Oh, whatever you want to do is fine. Okay. So no matter what you do, if you go to meetup.com or you go on your phone, this is what you're going to see. And you set your login up, obviously, and all that. And then you're going to set your group's location. I live in Newfield, New Jersey. So if I was going to do a new one, I would do Newfield. I would do Vineland. I might do Atlantic City. I might do Washington Township, anything that's in my vicinity. And then you will be able to set the range of, what the radius you want to look like there. So I'm in Newfield. You would put in whatever is appropriate for you. Then you would hit the next button, obviously. And then it's going to ask you to choose a few topics that describe your group's interest. And unfortunately, you can't put in your own. You have to choose from their keywords. So I chose travel. I chose singles who travel. I chose women who travel companions, all of these I did travel and train solo travelers, seniors. I didn't do travel photography. I know nothing about travel photography. So me leading a group of photographers that like to travel would not do me any good, that I wouldn't benefit those people. So I did not choose them. You can select up to 15 topics. So you can put different things in there as you choose that are related to either your own niche or something that you would like to gain from your clients. I'm going to check the chat real quick. Since I'm in North Carolina, can I do different states? You can if you're planning to do online, okay? My goal with my meetup is to get people back out face to face and doing things. Will I hold some online events? Yes, but I wanted to keep it, as a local group first. And I'm going to show you my most recent meetup and what I've done with that. So I'll open up some doors too, but absolutely can be either way. So then they asked to name your group. Okay, my original one, I really wanted to put the area, the place in there. So this is one I did for a sample for you guys, but my meetup that I have going right now is called Violent Travel Meetup. Here's a sample. You could put your business name in. Mine is Journeys Travel and Events. So I made, Journeys Travel Meetup group, and I may pick a different area for that meetup. You can pick several more. You can have as many meetup groups as that you can manage, right? So think of something that's going to be catchy, something that's going to engage people or want them to be part of your group. This is the most important part of your travel meetup and describing what your travel meetup group will be about. So before you even go, I want you to think about, why am I doing this? What's the purpose of this group? And for me, I wanted to add a social aspect. I wanted to gain clients. And as a fairly new agent, I wanted to learn, what do people want? What do my local clients want in travel? I don't think I have a huge group of luxury travel lists, but I have groups of people that love to travel. I know I have groups of people that love to cruise. And so I wanted to really learn about other people's travels. As a new travel agent, I wanted to learn, people that are seasoned travelers that are used to booking their own travel. Why did they do it that way? How can they change it? Okay, you want to talk about who should join. Who are you targeting? Singles? Are you targeting seniors? Are you targeting college age students? You can have that, or just anybody, right, wants to travel. And you need to think about briefly what you do at your events. I am going to show you what my travel meetup description looks like, but these are the things right now that you have to start to think about when you want to do this. And then it'll say, take a few minutes to review the guidelines. And these are the guidelines on a meetup. Meetup is all about helping people live fuller, happier lives with the help of strong communities. So travel, right? Does travel not help people live fuller lives? So it is so appropriate for a meetup group. And the people that are on Meetup really are just looking for that social connection. Provide growth opportunities for members, encourage real human interactions in person or online, have a host present at all activities, and be transparent about the group's intentions. And then they have a lot of guidelines. You're really not supposed to try to sell anything. It's not supposed to be a self-promoting. However, you can promote if you tell people up front, hey, look, I'm a travel agent. We're a travel group. We're going to plan travel together, and I'm going to coordinate that for us. And then you agree to their guidelines and continue. So this is what my Vineland Travel group looks like. Vineland Travel Meetup, this is what your page looks like. I just put my logo up there. Journeys, Travel, and Events, Adventure Awaits. Let's go find it. And I don't have a whole bunch more yet, but on the description, this is what people are going to see. So if they go onto the Meetup app and they look up travel groups near you, this is what my description reads. It says, adventure awaits, so let's go find it together. Okay, I started with my slogan. I keep wanting to put that in people's mind. Let's go find it together. Not go find it, but let's go find it. Let me help you find that adventure that you're looking for, right? If you have a travel bucket list and don't want to travel alone, this is the group for you. We will meet monthly to explore destinations and plan excursions for both domestic and international travel. Enjoy group rates and travel perks, meet new lifelong friends, and discover the gift of the world. Learn, socialize, play travel games, and plan travel group itineraries. Family group travel, sports travel, solo travel, cruising, all inclusive, adults only, LGBT, and more. The possibilities are endless. So for this travel group, I left it wide open because I was just, again, trying to learn who is my market, who's my local market. And as you can see, as of when I did this last month, I had 33 members when I screenshot that. I think I have about 39 now. That's 39 potential bookings, not only within the group when we plan group travel, but individual travel as their travel agent. You know, they have somebody that they can come to when they're ready to travel. They obviously like to travel because they're there, right? So that's huge. Really important things for you to think about. This is what, before you finish, it will show you other things. So I'm in another group called Women Who Travel and Love to Travel. And that travel agent puts together just women's trips. I have not gone on any. However, I like to follow because I like to follow what she's creating, right? What is she, kinds of things is she doing with her group, and what is she putting out there? So I like to read her posts. I like to see what kinds of things she's putting out there. Another one of my travel meetups that I'm involved in, she does everything online. So she does online tours of different destinations. So last month she did Travel to Bali, a virtual tour with a guide. So she led a virtual tour. Everybody signed into the Zoom and watched and learned about Bali. So it was a really interesting way to do it. Personally, I really don't want to do a whole lot of online because I am just getting, burnt out from that, as well as I think other people are, but it's an option, right? If you want to upgrade to the Pro, you can integrate a Mailchimp. If you don't know what Mailchimp is, it's a mail system, right? We use it a lot for businesses. And you can do your API, which gives you your statistics. My group's not that big, and I don't want my group to be unmanageable, so I feel like I have everything I need with the free version, so I'm not going to pay. You get message boards, you can put pages, you can have sponsors, you can look at general statistics and different things. So that will come up if you want it. Again, I say you do not need to spend money on that. When you're thinking about an initial meeting, these are things that you should consider, okay? First of all, think about what your purpose is. And if you're going to meet online, or you're going to meet it as you could do online, these same things would be appropriate for online. But first, you want to think of a casual location. Are you going to meet at a Starbucks? Or are you going to meet at a restaurant? My very first meeting, we met at a local diner, just kind of had dinner together, talked about travel, talked about people's different experiences, and just kind of got to know each other, right? But we had an engaging icebreaker. We played a travel game. You can go on Amazon and they have all kinds of like travel trivias, travel bingos, all kinds of things that you can do. To play a little game with your group. You can do a geography, if you have to do a geography game, whatever you'd like to do, right? Have a self-introduction prepared. It builds credibility for you as the group leader. It lets them know where you're coming from. And when you do this, you have to make it so that, you don't want people to think that they're coming into a group that is going to be dominated by you, or that you're always going to be selling something, right? So you want to keep it, build your credibility, tell them about your travel agent business, tell them about your travel business, but leave it at that in the beginning, because they don't want to come to a meeting and think that they're coming to a meeting that's going to be a sales pitch. So you want to keep that out of your first few meetings, okay? Just share past travel experiences, travel bucket lists. Have a presentation ready. What I like to tell my group is, so if most of my group thinks that they want to go to Italy, it's all on their bucket list, then we're going to start learning about Italy. And once a month, I'll think of something about Italy, and we're going to have a small 10 or 15 minute presentation about something about Italy. And we're going to start learning about the culture and the foods and the places, so that when we do plan that itinerary, you know, if a lot of people want to go to one place, we have the option to do that. And we all have been educated. We all know about it. So lots of things that you really have to think about. Any questions at this point before I move on? Feel free. Okay. Another thing that you need to think about is really important when you're setting up your group is goals, goals, goals. I say that to my new agents that work under me in my group. I say that to anybody that I train for any reason. If you don't have your goals, you're not going to be as successful. I'm not going to say you're not going to be successful. You won't be as successful as you hope to be. Okay. Every morning I get up 5 o'clock in the morning. I come downstairs, I get my coffee, and I set my goals for the day. Do I have bookings that I need to work on? Do I have clients that I have to follow up? Do I have anybody leaving for a trip in the next 24 hours that I need to follow up with? So I set my goals for the day, and that really rules how my whole day is going to go. When I'm going to put my mom duties in, when can I get certain things done around, you know, all of the things that are demanding on me for a day, but I can't do that if I don't have a goal. So every single day I start with goal setting. And that's including for my meetup. So a lot of times my days will be, okay, we need to do an activity for this meetup. We need to set a time and a place. We need to get more members. So I may want to do a Facebook post on that. Whatever the goals are, I usually have 1 or 2 a week for my meetup groups. Okay. So set your group up for success. And in the very beginning, I said to you, you need to engage people. You want them to feel part of it. So you might want to survey your members for ideas. Include post-survey tools after you do an activity. You want to capitalize on the fact that humans are wired for connection, friendship, community, and real connections. So if you choose to do it online, great. Figure out how online you're going to make these things happen. Make them part of it. Let their voices be heard. You still have to be a leader, right? I recommend building a leadership team with at least one co-leader. So if you have one person that is super actively engaged, they're a member, they're not like, you know, your best friend or your husband or whatever, you're going to just choose somebody. I have a senior woman on my Vineland travel group, and she just loves travel. She's at the point where I think she's in her 70s, and she doesn't even want to travel with her husband all the time. She kind of feels like she just wants to get out and go, right? So she comes to the travel meetups, and I have her as my co-leader. So I'll run an idea. If I have an idea by her, you know, I'll send her a text. Hey, Mary, what do you think about this? Should we do this? It gives her a sense of really ownership, and you want everybody to feel that ownership. Having a co-leader really helps, because sometimes you might say, oh, that's, you know, that ain't going to fly, or there's too much out there that already does that. So set up a plan to have a regular cadence of events. They must be reliable and recurring. They recommend once per month. If you don't start meeting, you're going to lose interest, and you have to be committed to this. You have to have something happen. And if you don't think you can plan a physical event, at least have an online meeting where people can say hello and start to get to know each other. Because if you're going to plan group travel with these groups where you're going to get a lot of money in commissions, then you have to have them start to build relationships, or they're not going to want to go. Okay, as much as people thrive for social interaction, they're also shy. So we want to consider that. Create your own communication plan. Be friendly, honest, and upfront. And I mean that. I tell my groups right up front, I am a travel agent. I am not here to sell you. I may tell you things I have going on that I can offer to you. But I am not here to sell you. I'm here to use my knowledge to help us plan as a group, or to help you plan your own trip, and use my skills to help you do that. So it really kind of puts you more on an even level, yet retains your level of respect. And then set up the goals based on what works for you and your group. right? You may think your goals are going to be, we were going to meet all the time, and then you find out that everybody just wants to meet online, or vice versa. So you have to find out what works best for you. But without goals, you need a direction, right? You don't want to be going in a zigzag pattern when you can go straight to get where you want to go. Another helpful tips for meetups. So as a travel agent, think about your strengths. Find your niche and start targeting your group about what you know and love. And I was doing this presentation, and I read that line a couple times to myself, and I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing? So I have a general meetup group right now, but what do I book mostly? I book a ton of cruises, and I book a ton of group cruises. I literally have 5 group cruises planned and booked right now. Okay, so cruise is obviously a niche, so I'm going to go for it. So I started a second meetup group. My meetup is called Cruise Lovers Travel Meetup. And within less than 24 hours, I had 12 people signed up, and that group is, I think, I only did this the other day. I didn't even look today, but I don't even know how many people were in the group. But so the other day, one of the group cruises that I have going out Easter week, we're going to the Bahamas. I'm actually taking my kids on that one. And we're going out of Baltimore. So I just put it out to the group. I'm like, hey, I know we haven't met yet. Our first meeting is coming up. I wanted to let you know that this opportunity, anybody wants to head out to the Bahamas Easter week. And I told them that Carnival allowed me to add rooms in the next 7 days to my current group. And I already have one lady that wants to join. She's like, I know I'm a solo traveler. Even if you can't find me a roommate, I want to go. And for those of you that know when you book a cruise, there's really no solo travel in a cruise. You have to pay double occupancy whether you have somebody with you or not. So she's even willing to pay the double occupancy just to join us and go for the cruise and start meeting somebody, other people. So, it's an awesome opportunity. I mean, I would have never found this woman, right? Never would have been booking a cruise for her had I not started this meetup. So you get all kinds of things. I was very nervous at my first meetup. I did have my husband come because I felt like even though I'm meeting in a public place, I'm meeting a group of strangers. And you just don't take chances these days. So I had my husband come with me. We had a great dinner. And it was really nice. So let me check the chat real quick because I do see some questions. What are we required to do in this app? Natalia, in a few minutes, we'll do a Q&A at the end because you're going to need a little bit more specifics on that. Could you use Meetup to go to other people's meetings to network rather than only host meetings at first? You could definitely do that. That's why I joined other travel meetups. I'm not going to necessarily travel with them, yet I want to find out what they're doing. So I kind of feel like not a spy or a stalker, but I'm there to learn and learn what I want to do for mine. So absolutely, especially if they're online, it makes it easy. The next one says, be active and present both online and in person. Lead the conversation and engage. Make it so people can talk with you and are comfortable, talking with you. You don't want to instill any hesitation. You want them to be comfortable speaking with you. And all of these things for your meetup group make sense for you as a travel agent too. If you want people to trust you, you want people to come back to you, validate their worth. Listen to what they have to say and take it into account in whether you're planning travel, whether you're planning activities for your group, whatever it's going to be. Think about all the possibilities to book travel for your individual group members as well as for the group as a whole. In my Vineland travel group, I have people that love cruising. I have people that really want to do Europe trips. I have people that just like to do all-inclusives, but they're also all open-minded, willing to learn and try other travel. So that makes it really good because people are just thriving to learn about the world and are willing to travel with other people and do that. So lots of possibilities, lots. Other thing I said is do not fear the unknown. Be willing to learn alongside your group about new places and things to do. And I always introduce my groups as, I can't wait to hear about your travels and what's on your bucket list and how I, as a travel agent, can help those dreams become a reality, right? So if you don't know, right, going to learn. So I've been to Alaska twice, both times on a cruise. And I got a call a couple months ago from a lady out in Cincinnati. I live in New Jersey, and she wanted to plan a trip to Alaska for her sister's 60th birthday. They wanted to go a little bit of rail, wanted to go on the Alaska Railroad, and they had a whole itinerary, and they wanted it full of activities. So we chatted for a little bit, and I hadn't heard from her for a couple months. And I did send a couple emails, hey, if you're still interested, give me a call. And 2 weeks ago, I got a call from her sister and said, hey, I know you were talking to my sister about planning travel to Alaska. And even though I've been there, I didn't feel like I could build the level of luxury and the level of activities that they wanted on my own as never having done Alaska. So I went to Alaska Travel Experts. It took me 6 hours to be certified in Alaska, but my client wanted Alaska, and I felt like I needed to do everything I could to learn. A lot of it came to life because I've been in Alaska twice. But it was engaging. It helped me to be a better travel agent. And now I'm working with travel agents at Travel Experts Alaska, and we're building 2 itineraries for her to choose from. So you have to use your strengths, and don't be afraid to admit that you don't know something right away, and engage your group. So if we're all going to learn about Alaska, next meeting, let's all come about something new about Alaska and assign somebody. Okay, I want something on a land, from Alaska that you find fascinating. I want something on a cruise tour, or you do Glacier Bay. You can assign people different things and have them come back and present. Engage, engage, engage. That's the whole reason they're in meetups. All right, that's the end of my screens, but I will show you. Meetup requires, well, but they don't require, Kelly, suggest the minimum is once a month for meeting. But if you have a group that maybe wants to meet in person 1 month and online the next month, you can do a hybrid. That way, a lot is going to matter as far as what you do. I apologize for my dog. Hang on. All right, so a lot is going to really have to do with what your group wants, and that's something that you would ask them. I'm going to try to pull up my, end of this slideshow. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get out of my slideshow, and I just lost you guys. Hang on. Oh no, did I just lose my meetup? Oh, are you guys still there? Okay, good. So
Yeah, we're here.
All right, good. I love my screen went crazy. All right, so tell me questions that you have so far.
Where do we find the information about meetups that we would be interested in? I'm putting this Meetup app on my phone, and so far it shows all kinds of meetups about different things. And
right, so some are going to come up. A lot of times they're going to do it by where you are and location. Once you sign on and give yourself a log on, they're going to start asking you more specific questions about what you are interested in. So I specifically put in my profile that I'm interested in travel. So most of my recommendations that come up are travel. I wanted to show you, if I can, I am going to minimize you guys a minute. I do want to show you my Meetup page. Oops, wrong thing. That would be AT&T. That is not the right screen. Let's go to mymeetup.com. That's fine then. Travel. Let me do my Meetup login so I can show that to you. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again. And this, when I log into my Meetup, I actually get this screen. Welcome, Joanne, events from your group. I have two separate meetups. One is under my business, Journeys Travel, and the other one is under my personal. So this is another one that I actually signed up for. That's going to happen tonight at 5 is travel to Peru. So this is that agent that I said does all kinds of virtual tours to different places. Perfect. It's free, right? And I'm learning about Peru, amazing place that you can travel. So there, so then they give you all kinds of things in your area, but you would just really pick. Another thing that I'm going to tell you that I did is this right here, which is huge. South Jersey Business Association Referral Networking Meetup. Best thing I ever did. So right now they meet at South Jersey Business Association. I'm going to tell you right up, I do have to pay $300 to be a member. But they meet every single week. Right now it's Zoom because of COVID, but you are required to meet or they'll drop your membership. And they meet every week for breakfast, Thursday morning, 7:30. And the whole point is networking and referrals. So I have to give 2 referrals. So the guy that runs it is an attorney, and they only allow like one person from each field to be in it, and they didn't have a travel agent in their group. So I'm in South Jersey Business Association. I'm going to be on their website as the only travel agent in the area. And part of our networking group is you have to give referrals every month, and people have to give them back to you. So David, the guy that already runs the group, already is asking me. He's in a singles meetup group, and he's already been, he said, for the last 15 years, booking his cruises with another agent. So he's like, I'm going to, they specialize in singles cruises. I'm like, well, that's awesome. He's like, but he doesn't book my pre-nights or my flights. So I'm like, well, that's fine. So he already asked me to book his flights and hotels to get to Florida to go on that cruise. So boom, I was in for 2 weeks and I'm already booking flight and hotel. So to me, the $300 is a tax write-off. It's going to be totally worth it for getting new clients. And I've really enjoyed the people. You can do some of the things that they're doing in your meetup. Like next week when we meet is Crazy Hat Day. So even if you're meeting virtually and everybody wears a crazy hat, right? Something fun. They'll do things for Mardi Gras. They have Christmas parties. So your group can really become a great social group for you and for others. But if you can find something like this or a Chamber of Commerce, anything, and use some of those ideas, that's also great. But this is a great meetup that I did. I have to change my login to show you my cruise group. Let me log in as Journeys, Travel, and then I have to log in with Facebook, I think, on this one. This is the same one. Yeah, oh, here it is. So this is my Cruise Lovers Travel Meetup, and my husband and I were just on a cruise in November, in the beginning of December, so I put a nice picture of us on the cruise, okay? They want to see you. They want to make a connection with you. They want connections. They want to know who you are, what you're about. I love cruising. My husband loves cruising. And look, I've only had this group up for about a week, and I already have 25 members of people that just love to cruise. I have people sending me messages, and I'll show you. Here's my description for this group. It's time for us all to meet and talk cruising. We will meet for dinner to be paid on your own and discuss your past cruises as well as what cruises are on your bucket list. Let's learn about what we have in common and plan a cruise together. We will plan our next meeting. And decide on one destination and one cruise ship to learn more about. I'm very excited to meet all of you. Please RSV so I can reserve the appropriate space. So this is an event that I created. So my event is going to be, they have to respond by the 8th. We're going to meet on the 9th at a restaurant in Deptford. And if I look at my membership, I have people down Mays Landing, which is near Atlantic City, and lots of people from Philadelphia and the Philadelphia suburbs. So I picked Deptford as a kind of in-between meetup place. But then if you look, I have 4 people that already have RSVP'd to that. Also let everybody in my Vineland group know that if you guys like cruising, I also started the cruising group. Here's Mary, the lady I told you about. So she's my co-organizer for the other group. And then you can see messages from people. They can direct message you. So if I go here to messages, so here's Connie, right? Hi, Joanne. I looked up the Carnival cruise you were planning out of Baltimore in April. It looks like a relaxing way to get to meet everyone. Can you send me the details on possibly getting a balcony? I would be solo unless you can arrange a roommate. I'm 58, female, and a non-smoker. Thanks. I live in Mays Landing. Right? There's a booking. She doesn't even mind that she's a solo traveler. And then I gave her a reply right away that sometime today I would get back to her because I have been like swamped with bookings, which is always great. But I don't want people to think I'm going to get back right away if I can't. So I'm honest. Like I need 24 hours, right? Work on that. When people join your meetups, you always want to welcome them. Send them a message that says, hey, I'm looking so forward to meeting you. Watch for our first activity. So, Dave is the other one. So here's Marty. Here would be an example, right? So she joined the group. This is my message. Hello and welcome to our Cruise Lovers Meetup. I hope you love cruising as much as we do. Please introduce yourself in this message and watch for an announcement for our upcoming meet and greet in tomorrow's discussion. I look forward to meeting you. And then they simply said, thank you, but engage them, right? It only took a minute. This guy, Ed, he writes, hi, Joanne. I've been on 2 cruises with Royal Caribbean, Oasis, and Jewel since October and heading to Alaska in August on Ovation if you want to post that one. So already he's telling me, hey, let's get more people going on the cruise that I'm already going on. So lots of people, just exciting. People want to go. Here's Barbara, right? Barbara. Hi, Joanne. I'm Barbara. Looking forward to meeting you. Also, have a good night. So some people are real short and sweet, and other people are, a little bit more detailed in what they have to say, but it's a lot of fun. Meeting great people and you're getting clients. And it's just like a no-brainer. At first, when I started, I was like, I don't want to tell anybody this. It'd be my little secret, right? But it's so silly because none of us are in the same market, right? You all have your own area and that you can tap into, and just so much fun. I love it. I love the challenge of it. So we're just doing a dinner meetup for our first cruise lovers, just to start talking cruise, see what people want to do, get to know each other. I'll play some games. I'm not sure which ones yet. I bought a whole lot of trivia games and different travel games from Amazon, so you can just look those up and find it. But that's pretty much, it's really simple to do. So if you want, I don't know if anybody screenshot my information, but I can type in the chat, my direct email, my phone number, if you guys are, doing this and you run into any problems. But what do you guys think? And you can unmute yourself. I'm fine with that. What do you think about the possibilities with this? What's on your mind? What comes to your mind right away?
I really like the thinking outside the box on this.
Yep, absolutely. Do you have a niche that you think that you could really tap into?
So far I've just kind of been gearing things towards couples cruising, like romantic
Nice
stuff, cruising
Okay.
and getaways.
Oh, that's nice. Just that romantic are awesome. I love it. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anything come to mind? You think it's a good idea, bad idea? Is it something you can use? We have a shy group today. All right. Well,
I like the idea, Joanne. I'm looking now in the app that I put on my phone, and I'm looking for one that's live first off, because I'd like to meet people and I have that social interaction crave like everybody else.
right.
And I have to go as far as Huntsville to find one that's close, that's close to me. So,
Right.
but I found some, and so now it's just a matter of joining, I guess.
Right. So yeah, I mean, and it is a lot of fun. And Linda said I never heard up Meetup before, just never thought of using it for travel. I didn't either. I'm telling you, I was literally talking to my daughter, trying to find ways of getting her to meet people in Huntsville, where she moved to out on her own at 23 years old, and she joined a lot of like board game groups and a few just they go out and there's meetups just to go out and watch movies together, and different things, and she loved it. And I'm like, wait, let me see what's going on with travel, and it was just like one of those like aha moments. And I am meeting the best people. It is so much fun. And even in the business one, the
Yeah,
group of people
cool.
that are doing it are just so nice, so much fun, very business minded. So it helps you learn that way. And again, you're getting a client, and you're right. Jeanette said it has a lot of potential to build loyalty and consistency. Absolutely, because you're getting that trust factor, right? If you're going out and you're eating with these people and you're talking. My Vineland travel meetup, I don't know if I mentioned this already. My big travel group. We are going next Sunday in Philadelphia. Every Sunday, all of the museums are free. So we are going to meet for brunch at a restaurant in Deptford, which is right over the bridge from Philadelphia. And we are going to then go to the Philadelphia Art Museum. And we're going to walk around. We're going to talk about the works of art and where they come from, and who's traveled, to the different countries where the different works of art are from. And, it's nice because it's free on Sunday. So we're all going to go breakfast and we're going to do it. Other things that I am planning as soon as the spring it gets nicer, I'm going to do, there's a ton. I live very close to Vineland, New Jersey, so I don't know if any of you know about that, but there's a ton of wineries out here. And we're going to do wine tasting tours. You may just do a wine tasting and like bonfire night. We may do, I have a company that, and I just don't know if they're going to pay travel agent commissions yet, but there's a company that does all day tours, and then we'll take you to 3 or 4 breweries. So we're going to do a brewery outing. So you got to tap into different interests of outings. That's like maybe day trip outings. So you're going out together to do something, and you're traveling, and find a way that you can make commission on it, right? At the same time, you're just building that community, building that, consistency, like Jeanette had said, with your group. Kelly, I'm new to meeting others with common interests. Sounds great. Absolutely. Let me see that question above. Lily, since these are group itineraries, do you wait to see where everyone wants to go before checking group rates? Or do you contract rates up front and have everyone settle on a budget? Okay, a couple different ways that we're doing that is, so on my cruise lovers, I already have a couple groups out, right? So that's all done. That's pre-done. And I'm going to tell the people when we meet next week, hey, these are group cruises I already have. I can add staterooms to if you want to join any of these. But we're also going to build a group together. And I'm going to get a general idea. I'm going to make some recommendations, but I want to see first where everybody wants to go. Do we want to do a Mediterranean cruise? I mean, that's huge. That's a lot different than just, cruising to the Caribbean out of Baltimore or Florida or New Jersey, wherever you want to go. So you can do whatever your group wants you to do. I don't get contract rates up front and settle on a budget. No, because you can still be on a group cruise and somebody might want a junior suite and somebody might just want an interior. So I would take it as, let's agree on our ship we want to go on first, right? Second, our destination on that ship. And then if you have never built a group cruise before, you can just shoot me an email and I can give you some pointers. It's a completely different thing from this meeting, so I don't want to get too far off topic, but I did put my email and my phone number in the chat, so you can reach out to me. And I will help you do that. But you can still go ahead and say, I'll come back with you guys next week. If we were going to go on the Ovation to Alaska, this is what the rates would be for different group rates. If we get at least 8 cabins, we'll get a $50 onboard credit on top of that, et cetera, et cetera. So you can tell them a lot of the perks of booking the group travel. Okay, but I don't want to get too far off topic, but it's really you do based on what your group wants you to do. Yes, I'm going to type my phone number in one more time. It's 856-625-8524. And I'm also going to put you can screenshot the chat if you want, so you have that. And there's my business email, journeystravel@gmail.com.
There we are. Okay, 856.
Okay, so try that.
8524.
Remember,
Okay.
the other thing too is, especially in your first 2 meetings, do not go in selling anything, right? You're a travel agent. They know you're a travel agent. You told them that up front. You just want to go and build trust. You want to learn from them as much as you want to share about yourself, because you don't want to turn them away thinking all you're going to be doing is trying to sell them this, that, or the other thing. They will come to you, right? Kelly asked, so after you get feedback from your group where they might like to travel, that yes, absolutely. You create a mock group trip, you talk about it. So whatever the itinerary is going to be, you might want to do, a nice PowerPoint presentation for them on the trip, the possibilities, possible excursions, get people talking, do a little survey of what they want, and then you can build a final itinerary if that's what your group wants. Again, you want to engage them, so you want feedback from them, but that's exactly what I would do. Get all the feedback, create a mock booking, and then just say, hey, if you want it, start depositing, and getting it, on the books. Really, again, it's going to depend a lot on what your group wants. Pardon me. Any other questions? Okay, if there's,
I
go
no, I
ahead.
have one more, please, Joanne.
Sure, absolutely.
If I want to start my own meetup up, who do I send an invite to? People in my email contact
You
list or?
I didn't send an email to anybody but my husband. Okay.
Okay,
I just wanted to see what would happen. Once people start searching travel, they find you.
oh,
So you
okay,
don't even have to
okay.
invite it. If you have a client or you have a family member that might like, or a friend that might like to be part of it, then you can go ahead and give a specific invite to them. But I
I
never
see.
invited anybody except my
Okay.
husband. You're welcome,
Okay,
Sarah.
all right, okay,
You're welcome.
thanks.
You're welcome,
Thank
Chelsea.
you.
Yep. So, all right, guys, if you have any questions, again, shoot me an email, shoot me a text, give me a call. I'll be happy to help you. I think our Zoom time is going to run out. But good luck. And you know what? If you want to invite me to see what you guys are doing, you're welcome, everybody. If you want to invite me into your groups, I would love to see what you're doing, even if I'm just, seeing what you're putting out there. It's the same. If you want to join my groups, feel free. Even if you're not in New Jersey and you can't come see what I'm doing, you can see what kind of posts I'm putting up, and we can learn from each other. So good luck to all of you and happy booking. Happy meeting up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care, everybody.
All right, bye.
Bye. Where is my group?